What up, world? We are live. This is the Cloud Chronicles, man. I'm streaming this live on Facebook and YouTube right now, man. I got a very special guest, man. Technically, he's a coworker of mine now. So I want you to welcome to the show, man. He's a comedian. He is a writer. You've seen this man in a couple of, I think it's some movies too. He's been in Rent Due, which is a hilarious comedy. I saw that. I rewatched that actually yesterday. I was rewatching that. Man, he's from Akron. So I want you to welcome Chris Harvey to the show right now. Bam, 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 bam. Chris Harvey in the building. The man with the beard and the comedy game.
What's up?
What's going on, bro?
Chilling.
That's what's up, man. Hey, man. So let's go ahead and let's get those questions out of the way, man. You know, for those that don't know you, the select two people in the world. Let's talk about your comedy, man. Tell me how long you've been doing comedy and everything, bro.
I am going to be 7 years in June. I started when I was 19. I'm 27 in June. So a little youngster. And I just moved to Atlanta. So I started in Akron, Ohio. I just moved to Atlanta in January.
Okay. So you've been 7 years. That's a good little.
It's good. Once you hit 10, that's when you kind of legit.
Yeah. Okay. That's what's up. So what about the acting? Did you start that at the same time, or is that something you kind of dove into after you started doing comedy?
You know what? Acting is weird because I've always wanted. So I started comedy because I want to be an actor.
Okay.
So I've been doing acting since I was a kid, but it wasn't like film or nothing. I was doing like haunted houses, plays, things like that. So I just got into filming since 2015 is when I started filming.
Okay, that's what's up. So I was telling in the intro, I saw Rent Due before I met you. and then I met you, and in my head, I'm like, man, this motherfucker look familiar, man. But I was like, I know it ain't. I don't want to go with Action Bronson. I know that. I know he probably gets that shit a lot. So I knew it wasn't that because I know the fuck Action Bronson is.
Right.
And then I saw in your bio, man, a couple weeks ago, I was like, Rent Due. And I was like, I made the connection. So you was at the beginning of that movie, man. No, you was funny in that shit. You was funny.
Yeah, I had a couple lines. I think I had like 11 lines.
Yeah, you had a spot. Like you weren't just like an extra sitting there being quiet. No, my man had lines.
Yeah, I had some lines. It was my second movie I did. I did Hey Mr. Postman first. Okay. And it was the same director. And it was with Rodney Perry, Paula J. Parker, Walter Franks, Omar Gooden was in that. And then from that, I got the Rent Due movie, which had V. Simone, Ha Davis, Michael Collier, and Ray Jr. produced that. So that was a lot of fun too. Rent Due, I had like 11 lines. The first movie, I did like 4 scenes, and I had like 7 lines.
Okay.
But it was little spots for a young cat.
Hey man, you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
So you building though. I mean, those are legit credits too. So
yeah. So that's what's cool. Being able to sound out Hulu and stuff like that. Show out to my ex. I'm like, yeah, I told you should have picked me.
Yo, you definitely flex on them now.
Yeah, oh yeah, I do all the time. I remember that time I was in that movie, and my ex be like, "Shut up, you so stupid."
I send her every spot. I send her every link, and every scene I'm in, I had a numbers 334.
I do
713.
I just recorded a music video for Roddy Ricch and 42 Doug, and I was like, I sent it to her. I'm like, look what I did.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. So I'll be looking for you in that video, huh?
Yeah, it's supposed to come out hopefully soon. They dropped a little clip of it. And it was like 27 seconds they dropped, and I was like, I'm in the 27 seconds. So I know in the full video I'm gonna be in there a lot.
Okay,
I was twerking. Yeah, it's called For the Gang.
Oh, is that some of that shit I saw on your IG when your boy got you came from behind you with the camera and he was like caught his ass twerking?
No,
I thought that was at the movie. I thought that was at the video shoot.
I did a show last night in Alabama at the Starro.
Okay.
So
how was that?
It was cool. It was packed house, a lot of fun. So I was sitting backstage. I twerk a lot. I'm like killing it all the time.
You be trying to stay loose, huh?
Always trying to dance. What's up? I dated this girl and she hated that I did stuff like that. We'd go out in public we'd walk into a nice restaurant, and I'd be like, "Oh, this my shit right here," and I start dancing. And she's like, "Stop it! Stop! You embarrassing." I'm like, "I ain't embarrassing. What did I do? I'm trying to kill it out here. You don't see me? I look amazing."
On top of a table,
right? That's what.
Yeah.
They be tripping.
Yeah, man, that's funny. So that was Alabama. That was last couple weeks or a couple days ago. You said
that was last night.
Last night. Okay. What else you got coming up, bro?
Coming up, let's see. I got shows. I have a bunch of tour days coming up, so I'll be in Ohio next weekend. I go to New York next week for to film a new movie. I'm playing I don't know what I can say. I'm playing a photo double for a major actor.
Okay.
Which is going to be interesting because I didn't expect to ever play someone's photo double because I'm 6'4", 500 pounds.
Okay. So you tall.
Yeah, I'm tall. I'm 6'4".
Yeah, I'm like 6'3", so
yeah,
I'm right there with you.
I'm a giant, real big. So I'm doing that, filming that next week, and then the 16th, 17th, I'm in Ohio doing dates. The one show I'm headlining is sold out. The second show, I think there's a few tickets left on feature for this dude named Brett Erst, who's on Cobra Kai, and then a bunch of other tour days coming up. And I got the music video coming out, and I was in a Christmas movie called A Drone That Saved Christmas with Rodney Perry.
Oh, okay. All right. When is that already out?
No, we just filmed that in March, so I'm assuming it's gonna come out Christmas time.
Okay. So let me ask you this, man. So who are some of some of your favorite people that you've been on like the quote unquote bill with or the lineup with? You know what I'm saying? We kind of talked a little bit about it before we.
Yeah. So Carlos Miller's always he's in my my Mount Rushmore of comedians. Carlos
Shout
Miller,
out to Five South.
Yeah, man. I mean, they're awesome to work with. I love working with him and Chico. But I've worked with Carlos twice, and his crowd is just super dope. I love working with him. But the person I would say is probably my favorite I just worked with for the first time was Damon Wayans Jr.
He's funny. That dude's funny.
So funny. And you didn't know, I was like, you don't know him as a stand-up really. Like he's always been acting. But I didn't really, I was like, he does stand-up? And then, but we did 8 shows and they were all sold out. And he has one of the best 1-hour shows I've seen. It's super precise. Everything's funny. He's like he is off stage. He's on stage. Same he is in the movies. He's on stage. And he was one of the sweetest people I've met. He was so nice and so personable, very approachable. And man, he probably was my favorite person I've worked with so far. Really funny too. He had a really good joke about his dad. He said his dad, because everyone knows Damon Wayans.
Right, of course.
He'd be like, my dad, for people that were there that didn't know him, he'd be like, my dad's a really funny stand-up comedian. He's known as a legend, but he's not in my top 5. People be like, what? How can your dad not be in your top 5? He was like, well, he used to whoop us every day. So when someone whoops you every day, shit ain't funny no more. And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Hey, I used to get that shit all the time about my pops too. They'd be like, man, your dad is so funny. I'm like, he ain't whipping your ass.
Right, yeah. You ain't never got a belt, man.
Exactly. You ain't never heard that belt slide off in 0.3 seconds.
Yeah. My dad always did that. My dad always did that thing where he'd fold the belt and do that clap thing with it.
Yep,
Yeah, I don't even know what they call that.
My dad had a killer, a real one-note monotone whistle.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You knew what time it was. That was followed by the yeah. That was it. That was how they get what's that? The meter warning that they send out the beep, beep. That shit. That was your warning. You better get to chopping.
I'd be too. I don't like that. A whistle.
I'd
be mad. I'd be traumatized anytime someone whistled near me. I'd be like, quit that. Don't do that.
It'd be like a stare, you know what I'm saying? Man? Yeah, you especially you think you on stage or something. Right. So when you hear a whistle or something had to do with you.
Right, you got PTSD all of a sudden.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, whistle. The wind goes a little bit too fast by you twitching all the time.
A lot of stuff can create a whistle.
Yeah. a lot of things. Right.
Yeah, a lot of stuff, man.
Anytime the teapot go off, you'd be like, I don't even like tea like that no more.
You drop down on the floor like a dude from the army with PTSD would hear a loud bang.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. That's crazy.
So let me ask you, man. So who did you I don't want to say emulate, but tell me some people like you looked up to or their styles that you were like, okay, I fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm take a little bit of that and put my swag on it.
Yeah. Celebrity wise, it'd be like I'm a big fan of Gary Owens.
Gary Owens is hilarious.
And I always love Bruce, Lavelle Crawford. I like Bill Burr a lot too. I wish I could tell jokes like him. He just kind of rants, and I'm not that kind of person. But I learned a lot from my mentor, who's a comedian. His name's Rob Ward. He's out of Cleveland. He kind of really taught me how to set up jokes and how to write. So people say a lot of times I'm similar to him because I just kind of learned from him how to tell a joke. So
there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
So I emulate him a lot just because we work together so much and we write together and all that kind of stuff. And I follow what works. Like dude works a lot, so I pay attention. And he always calls me a sponge. He's like, this dude listens to everything. So I pick up a lot of information and I use it the same way. So if anyone else gave me information that was useful, I would take it too. So
hey man, that's why I try to be with the podcast game, bro.
I feel that.
I swear to you, I watch more film. You think I'm like quarterback? I swear, bro, I'm watching film, taking notes. He said, "What?" You know. I mean, people drop gems, man. I mean, you've been in the green room and stuff behind before some of these shows, man. And then one of these comedians will just drop like just a gem and he just talking to you, just giving you that free game.
That happened. We got invited to Ricky Smiley's house, and we for a barbecue, and I was like the quietest I've ever been. I was like, I don't want nothing. Because I just got lucky to be there. Like I wasn't even on the show. Like it was just my boy Rob and his mentor. They were
+1.
I was just a +1. And I was like, look at God. Like
yeah. Won't he do it?
So I just happened to be there, and he was like talking and just giving out game. I'm like, yo, you don't get this. I was like, people pay thousands of dollars to sit here and just listen, So I get real irritated with comics when there is a headliner around and they talk so much around the headliner and they keep trying to talk and they just talk instead of listening to what the headliner got to say. I'm like, man, y'all know they've been in the game 30 years. You've been doing it 4 years. Anything you say don't matter.
like they're probably going to give you a lot of what you're wondering if you just sit back and listen. You know what I'm saying? So who else is like some of them like those pointless gems, man? Like, because I know you said you got to work with like Bruce or Earthquake or any of those guys like that?
Oh, I was supposed to work with Bruce years back, but he I got canceled like 2 days before because a lot of comics bring their own openers now. So I was bummed out because that was one of my favorite comics. No, just like a lot of people drop game a lot. I worked with TK a lot, TK Kirkland. He always likes to drop things. He's real big on being healthy. I'm a big dude, so he's saying this whole last weekend I worked with him at the Cleveland Improv, and he just kept saying, man, you gotta lose weight, you gotta be healthy. You work so hard to be a comedian, and if you don't, you might make it, but if you don't, you can't make it if you don't live.
You want to be around to reap them benefits of all your hard work.
Exactly. That's what he said. Man, it was funny because like he was very like direct with me, but then he'd go on stage and he'd make a joke about it. He'd be like, "Hey man, when y'all see Chris outside, encourage him to lose weight." I'm like, he's just gonna tell the whole crowd that. So he was cool though.
He's gonna put my business in the street.
Yeah, like, hey man, I'm gonna get there. No, it was really fun. He always drops something, and it's just cool to they always Tommy Davidson dropped a couple things for me. He always would say something quick, like he said something about understanding my journey, which is dope. Like you don't see headliners pay attention. He was like, everything you do is like your set, but I can see what your journey's been through, all the stuff you've been through because of how you I thought that was super dope.
Oh, that's deep. That's deep right there. Yeah. So let me ask you this question, man. You've been doing 7 years, so you've had a lot of sets. I've been asking the comedians I've had on, man, this question. I want to know about your first set, how that was, and I want to know about what you think your best set, your Jordan walk off, wave to the crowd, bye series over. You know what I'm saying?
Right. My first set was awful. Wasn't bad. Like I got laughs, but
Yeah.
what I talked about is nothing I would ever do. Like I did some dumb stuff, and it was just corny. And I think I wrote 29 jokes for a 5 minute set. And I'm like, yo, like, you know how many jokes 29 jokes is?
That's a lot, bro. That's like an hour and a
it's,
half special, ain't it?
it's a lot, but it was only five. Like it was like one line, like no substance. It was, all, like just crap jokes. I don't think there's one joke that I wrote when I first started that I still do. Um, it was at an amateur night. It was at the local comedy club. I went up. It was 2 weeks before my birthday. I had like 28 people show up because I've always been popular in my city. Um, and then I didn't make it through the contest. The next week I made it through, and then I ended up winning like a couple. It was like an amateur contest that lasted like 6 months. So I ended up winning later that year.
Okay.
But I was funny for someone new, but I wasn't good. It was bad. If I watch it back, it'd be pretty cringy. I think I jacked off the mic. I do. Are we? I don't mean to cuss on your thing. We
No,
okay?
you're good. You can say what you
Okay.
want, man.
I
You're
think
good.
I like spit on my hand. It was corny, yeah. And I'm like, yo, I don't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
And then my best set hasn't happened yet. I always say that. No, it's always I always go. My best set is the last set that I've had. Is up to that point. Would be with Daniel Wayne's Jr.'s crowd was so. Now I don't want to say easy because it's not that they were easy. It was such a good crowd. He had like because he's been on New Girl, his crowd. Someone explained it as in like because it was like a sitcom show, they understood jokes fast. So it felt like everything I said was just easy.
They're very
It
like real receptive. Like they
was so
were.
receptive, and it
Yeah.
was something that you don't you don't get that often where it setups work like eye movements, everything works that you want to work, but it doesn't work all the time. So I'd say our Thursday show, our very first show of the weekend was like my best show that I maybe have ever had. It felt with see not knowing comedians. I don't want to ever sound cocky or anything. That's not what I'm trying to say. But if you don't know the headliner, you don't know how they're going to react to you. So I never met him, so it was my first time performing. So you hear in the game that there's stories of if you're too funny, you could get kicked off of a show, or because they don't want to follow that, or if you're too high energy, you get kicked off of a show, or if you're trying to bury him, you can get kicked off a show. So not knowing if he's a nice guy, a dick, or whatever he is, I
Yeah.
was worried. I was on stage like, oh no, like I can get kicked off. So like during my set, I was trying to think of something I could say that would throw off the set because it was like it was funny. I told my
You
friend
was
this before.
killing it.
It was a crazy set, and I told my before that set, my best set I had was in St. Louis with my best friend. He was headlining, I was featuring, and that show's funny because like afterwards I was like, man, that was my best set I've had. He was like, no headliner ever wants to hear a feature say that. Like y'all just had my best set in front of you. So when
Did
I
you
was
say
with
that
that,
to him?
I said that to him. He was like, yeah,
But
that's
you didn't
like
know at
Daniel.
the time, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay.
So when I was with Damon, I was worried. I was on stage and I was worried. I was like, oh man, I might this is one of those shows that you kicked off of. But that's what made me respect Damon so much. I got off, he was like, man, great set, you killed. And then went up and he like didn't say nothing mean about me. He didn't do nothing crazy. He went up there with the most confidence I've ever seen a headliner have. And he went right into the set and killed from the jump. And I was like, yo, he's an animal. Like that's where it made me earn him like respect wise comedy. He's in my top 5 stand-up comedians I've worked with live now.
You probably made him go harder. You know what I'm saying? He was like, okay, my boy on his game today. I can't come out there and,
he was a complete animal, and I just loved how good he was. Like it's like, y'all. I asked him, "Do you want me to change anything?" He said, "No, do exactly what you did." So it makes you feel better. Like, man, I don't want to. You don't ever because it's their show. I'm just the opener, so I don't want to ever do better than the headliner. That's not my goal. My goal is to do as best as I can, but I also want the headliner to be successful. So you don't want to ruin their show because the crowd's there for them. It don't matter what you don't matter as the opener. You really don't. A lot of people think you get selfish or not, but we're part of the show, but we're just the openers. It's their show, so I would never want to throw off somebody's set. So I was super happy that he was super receptive. He was such a nice guy. So but you get that, you hear that happens in the game, so it gets super scary. The other guy that I've worked with that I really love is Tony Roberts. I just like to mention him. He's my favorite person.
He's funny. I've never met him or anything, but I'm familiar with this comedy, bro. He's
if
hilarious.
If you've never seen him live, anyone never seen him live, you have to see this dude live. He's my favorite comedian live. I've actually paid to see him. Like I took a date.
He's got a lot of energy.
He is hilarious.
Yeah,
he has
high energy.
He had one of my favorite jokes I ever seen. He had said, he said he used to live in Detroit. Now I live in Detroit. He said, I see crazy stuff in Detroit. He said, one time I seen a dude standing on his porch with no house behind him. I was like, that's one of my favorite jokes.
Yeah.
And then but no, he's so good. He's just one of the best comics I've seen live.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. So one more thing, man, before we get up out of here, I want to talk to you about. So what do you think, man? We're working on The Real Boys, man.
Yeah. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you check out The Real Boys podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's fun. I like it. I enjoy being like a devil's advocate.
Yeah, you definitely you are the devil's advocate on the show, man. It's dope though, man. It's changed the pace from what we normally do, and that's fun, but it's still in the realm of what we do. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I enjoy one of my movie. I love movies. I can watch any movie.
Yeah.
And two, I love to argue. That's just fun to do. So at first, there's a couple people on there that is very they seem a little timid yet. So far, they haven't broke out of their show. So I'm excited to see when they do. When they find that movie that they really, really love and they want to argue or they really, really hate it. I think me and Michael are very easy at just making it up. Because I made it seem like I really, really hated the Walk Hard movie. I didn't like it. I wouldn't watch it again. But I also had you gotta. It's fun. It's fun to.
Yeah, it's a show.
Yeah.
It was a show, So yeah, it was good. But hey, they're gonna have to. Whoever it is, man, they're gonna have to because we each got to turn the host. So
yeah, we all have it.
When it's your turn, ain't no time. You can't be shy then.
Yeah. So I know. I don't know. I come off as cocky or pricky sometimes, and I just have fun. But I know some dudes probably don't like me on there because I talk a lot of shit.
Nah, man, I don't think you come off like that at all, man. But I mean, hey, we gotta have people on there to talk shit. I mean, it's a talk show.
I want to be hated. That's my goal.
Oh, okay. Well, shit, man, you do that. I'm trying. You go for the hate. I'm trying to be liked.
I'd be like, yeah. I was saying you've said every movie you love. Man, I love this movie. I'm like every movie.
Well, let me see. No, I didn't say I love Dewey Cox because I didn't love that one.
You were what did you give it? I was the only person.
No, I didn't give it that was the lowest movie I've given was Dewey Cox.
I think you were the only one that were like, it was okay, but like
yeah, like I talked because I like the first time I watched it, it was good, but the rewatch, man, I struggled to get through it. It took me about 4 sittings to get through it, bro. Like because I was bored.
That might have been my favorite episode that we did because I was on one that day.
Yeah, you saw it. I was trying to remember how I felt when I first watched it because a lot of these are rewatches. You know what I'm saying? Like Jay and Silent Bob, like where I was living, my roommates at the time when that movie came out, like it was just perfect mix of everything. So that's why that movie was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now I go back and rewatch it, and I'm like, a lot of stuff doesn't age as well. We that's a running theme on the show, and like a lot of them jokes didn't age well. Like the fart jokes and all that, the running fart jokes and all that other stuff, but at the time it was hilarious.
Jay and Silent Bob was your favorite movie, right? Or number 5.
Yeah.
I know, and I felt some kind of way because I had to go first. So my favorite 5th movie was Quiet Place, and it got like a bad rate. And I'm like, y'all don't know good movies.
See, I was a little confused too when we did the top 5 because I was like, is the top 5 any category? Or are we doing action, comedy? Like,
I think we should have broke it up with top 5 genres, but it would have been a lot. We didn't know how the show's going.
We can do that season 2 then.
Probably. I think they're gonna do like least favorite for season 2, right?
I'm not sure. We got to talk to Dylan and Zach. Like they're the men behind the scenes or whatever. We'll get in the group chat.
It's a good podcast. I think it should do better than. I don't know what the numbers are, but it's fun. It's 8 different people's perspectives.
Yeah. We get a lot of views, bro. I'm
on it too, so I mean, anything that I'm on is gonna do well.
I knew it was coming. I was waiting. I was like, man, this motherfucker ain't said 25 minutes, and the real Chris finally showed the fuck up. Get this goddamn interview, Chris Harvey, off my screen, man.
Yeah,
I want the real Chris Harvey, man. The show is
like
the
cocky shit. That's what people like me for. I don't know. That's how I get on the label.
Bro, like I don't even really look at it like that. I just look at it like a funny confidence. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you wear your confidence on your sleeve in a funny way. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to have that confidence too, man. Especially being a comedian, just in life in general, man. Just like, bro, if you don't believe in yourself, ain't nobody going to.
Right, exactly.
You get on the stage, and or you get on in front of the camera or whatever, and you're timid or you're scared. Right. Like that crowd is gonna eat you up, and it's gonna show. Like, man, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're gonna eat you, especially a comedian.
Yeah, yeah. And
you ever seen one of them shows and you get one of them ladies and baby. No, that's not gonna work, honey.
Hey, you know what it is? It's the bless your heart. You be like, oh,
that's it. That's the one. That's
that hurts right there. Bless your heart.
Hey, I'm from the South too, bro. So, but that's what they say when you got an ugly baby. That's what they tell you when you got the ugly baby. Ooh,
bless your heart. Ooh. What was the you better than me?
Yeah.
Like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That'd be hurting. That's what it'd be fun. Like you say something like, we have to learn how to not say dumb stuff on stage. So like if a joke don't work, we used to be like, oh man, that joke didn't work. And then but we get crowds that be rough, they'll yell out, yep, sure did it. You be like, nah, you don't gotta agree.
Like damn, okay, I'll duly noted.
Yeah.
Man,
I've seen crazy stuff. There was a headliner that was struggling, and they were yelling out for the feature to come back. Does I bring back the feature? And he was like, I'll give the feature $15 to do the rest of my set. Someone yelled out, I'll give him 25. I was like, no.
Damn.
There's been some rough shows I've seen.
That's the jungle, boy, right there.
Man, comedy is
that's where you earn your stripes, though.
Yeah, definitely. Especially on the road. You learn a lot of stuff. So you try to do everything right.
Yeah. Well, shit, man, before I let you get up out of here, man, you got any shout outs you want to give?
Shout out to Johnny Blaze and the Cloud Chronicles.
Look at you, Southern. No, it is hard to say. It is hard to say. Say it 3 times fast. I can't even do it.
The Cloud Chronicles. Yeah.
And
check us out. Check me and Johnny out on the Real Boys every Monday and some Fridays, right?
Yeah. We drop them special episodes when we do when the new movie drops. So like we got Mortal Kombat dropping.
That's gonna be dope. I'm excited.
I can't wait for the Mortal Kombat episode
too. I'll watch that. I'll be mad if someone dogs it. Like I don't even know if it's gonna be good. I don't even the old one, the live action, like the first one with Bruce Lee or whatever. I like that. Was Bruce Lee in there? I don't know who was in it.
No, you're talking about like the 90s one? The first one, they had Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yeah. I like those.
Yeah, the Liu Kang characters who you're talking about. It wasn't Bruce Lee, but no, I liked them. They were success, but that was back then. You know what I'm saying? But I heard about this one, bro. They said this one was pushed the line to like barely being NC-17.
Okay, good. I'm excited.
So I'm like, y'all can't fuck this up.
Nah. So hopefully I'm excited to do that. And then shout out to all my fans. No, I don't know. All the supporters I have, everyone that supports. I got a bunch of shows coming up. I'm coming to Indianapolis. I'm coming to Elkhart, Indiana, Michigan soon, Pittsburgh soon. I'm in Atlanta, Alabama. A bunch of other dates coming up that we're waiting for. And then, of course, my Ohio dates because that's where I'm from. So check those out on Chris Harvey Comedy on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Tinder, whatever y'all have. I don't know why everyone laughs at that every time. And then make sure you look out for the new stuff coming up. If you haven't watched Rent Due, it's on Hulu, Stars, Amazon Prime. Hey Mr. Postman is on Amazon Prime and Tubi TV. The For the Gang by Roddy Ricch and 42 Doug music videos dropping soon. I'm in that a lot. So I'm twerking.
Yeah, you're getting it in.
I'm in that.
All right, bet. I'm gonna be sharing the shit out of that whole man.
New movie coming out in Christmas called The Drone That Saved Christmas, Rodney Perry. New movie that I'm filming next week called The Whale, starring Brendan Fraser. So you guys don't miss those. Drop it soon, eventually, probably in the next year or two.
Okay. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you sitting down with me today, man. And I'll be seeing you soon. What'd you say?
For all the shout outs. Sorry for all the shout outs, man. I'm working a lot.
No, bro, you good. You good, man.
It's hard.
Now, when I give shout outs, bro, I try not to leave people out. So
it's
I got
hard to work
like
this
25
much.
seconds.
It's hard to work this much, man. I should take a break for real. I need a vacation.
Yeah,
all this work, man.
He's stupid as hell. All right, man. We're gonna get up out of here, man. This is Chris Harvey. It's Johnny Blaze, man. The Cloud Chronicles, man. Nothing but illustrious guests, man. So check us out, man. See Chris Harvey everywhere. Chris Harvey comedy, or just Chris Harvey?
Chris Harvey comedy or Chris. You type me in, it's gonna come up because people type it in all the time.
Man. You know who it is. I mean, he on my show, so you know it's somebody. So there you go. We out of here, man. Hey, mental health is real, man. Y'all take care of this. They'll take care of you. Tell somebody you love them. Peace. Namaste, bitches. Drink some water. We out. Cloud Chronicles.
All right.